Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Naturalist Taya, and today we have a special guest, Miss Little Ava. Say hi. Hi. Say hello. I know it's been a super long time since I've been here. She is now 8 months, but I wanted you guys to meet her, of course, and also I wanted to pretty much give you a backstory on my labor and delivery and why it's been so long. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So again, if you are not new, then you know we've been waiting for little Miss Ava, and she's here now, and she is 8 months now. I really wish that I could have came back sooner, but that's what we're kind of going to get into today. So girl, really. So Ava was born on February 24th. She actually came a week early, and I went to my it was the appointment before my last appointment, the day before she was born, and when they did an ultrasound, they noticed that there was literally no fluid left around her. So I pretty much had to do an emergency C-section. For the 5 months before that, there was this one day, and I was just walking and there was just water leaking down my leg, but it was like a small stream and it ended up stopping. So I was really concerned that I was like, oh my God, I think my water broke. But I went to the doctor and they were like, no, she still has fluid around her. It's really weird. So I'm guessing what happened was there may have been a slow leak that they just didn't catch until then, but she is healthy and she is fine. But yeah, so that day we went to the appointment, everything was good. We did the ultrasound, and she came back and she was like, oh, there's literally no water around her whatsoever. We can't even let you go home. We have to get you over to the hospital, which the hospital that I delivered at was right next door to my OBGYN. So luckily she let us leave and go get some clothes, the bag, because we had nothing packed. We were not prepared because we thought we had another week, which that was us being underprepared. But we thought we had another week, so we didn't have anything. So we ran to the house. She was like, you have literally 30 minutes and you have to be back, because I'm not really supposed to let you you okay, baby? I'm not really supposed to let you leave. You're supposed to go directly to the hospital, so hurry back. So we grabbed all the stuff that we could grab, and we head to the hospital. So we were supposed to have on the 23rd, but we went back to the house to get all of our things. When we went to the appointment, we took my son to my mom's house anyways. So when the doctor told us that we had to go ahead and go to the hospital, I just called my mom and she was like, I'll keep him, and that was that. So when we got back to the hospital, they checked us in. However, they weren't able to deliver on the 23rd because they didn't have any anesthesiologists left for the night. So we ended up having to wait until the morning of the 24th. And by the way, the clips that I do have, I might insert them as I'm talking, or I might just insert them at the end, just so you can see. It wasn't much, but again, we'll get into that. So that night we just kind of rested, and I went ahead and I made my husband go get me some food, because the last time I was in the hospital, baby, I didn't get to eat a thing but some ice chips. So since I wasn't delivering that night, I was able to eat up until midnight. So I went ahead and got me something good to eat, so I'll be full and I wouldn't be just starved to death again. So we just ate and just kind of chilled and just kind of vlogged just us being there for the first night, and the jitters and the excitement. And of course they watched our heart rate and watched me, and that was that. So the next morning, it was really early in the morning, we went ahead and got prepped, and we went into surgery pretty much. So that wasn't, I've experienced it before. My son, I had an emergency C-section with him as well, so I was already prepared on what was going to happen. So I just remember going in, and just getting prepped, meaning getting my epidural, and that was like terrifying. I hate needles. I knew what to expect, but I'm just not a needle person in general. So I got that, and the anesthesiologist was really sweet. He was a really cool guy, and he just kind of like made little jokes to make sure I was comfortable, and that was that. And so I didn't get any sleep, like anything to put me to sleep, which I did the first time with my son, because they were trying to induce me like to have a regular natural birth, but it didn't work. So the medicine they gave me was like made me really drowsy, and I fell asleep with my first C-section. But this C-section I was woke, but of course I couldn't feel anything. So I thought, so when we got to the surgery, mommy, when we got to the surgery room, you know, they make sure I couldn't feel anything in my legs and everything, all the way up to where they were going to be cutting. So they started, so I could feel like tugging, but like they got to this certain point of my stomach, and I could just literally, I could feel they were cutting, but I couldn't feel the pain of it. But when they got to like the point of where she, you know, it was time for her to be pulled out, are you okay, mommy? When it was time to like pull her out, like my husband was having to hold my hand, the anesthesiologist was holding my hand, like it was crazy. Like I could feel them pulling her out. Like it was, I literally thought that I was like gonna lose my life on that table. Like I was screaming, like I have never screamed before. My husband was like not like laughing at me, but like laughing like, what is, like I'm thoroughly confused on what's going on. Like it was crazy. But they ended up having to like amp up my medication to where I couldn't feel it. But by the time like it kicked, like the additional medication kicked in, she was out. And I remember just being like really drowsy, but I remember holding her on my chest. And like I said, I think I have some clips of that part, if I can remember. It's been a long time and a long journey. So that was that. You know, we did skin to skin for a while. There's a room you go to before you go back to the last room you'll be in, and we waited there for a while. My husband held her, then I held her a little bit, but I was falling in out of sleep, so he had to hold her for majority of the time. And so we ended up getting back to the room, and then of course you just spend that day just pretty much getting to know your new baby. And we were so excited and so happy to have her. I was just really excited for her to finally be here. And it was like, I know she's a week early or whatever, but like I was just so happy to see you, Tutu. We were just so happy and just enjoying the moment. So that just went on. Here, mommy, I know it. I think she's a little tired. She is. So we just kind of, you know, went on with the normal process. If you've had children, or if you are a husband, a boyfriend, or you just was there in the room with someone, you know, family member that's had a baby, you know that first night is just like, you know, skin to skin, watching you, monitoring the baby. She was a small baby, which she's still small. She's 8 months, and in real life she's tiny, but she's healthy. She's growing like normal. Nothing's wrong. She wasn't born premature. She was just small. Her birth weight was small, but she wasn't, I didn't have to stay in the hospital with her like extensively, none of that. So that was the first night. However, over into the morning, maybe I want to say maybe like 18-19 hours after she was born, I remember my mom called my husband, and generally with like my mom calls his phone, he already knows this for me, like she's looking for me or something. So like he had her on speakerphone, and she was like, hey, where's Taya? But I could hear in her voice there was some panic. So that, you know, in my mind I'm like, oh my god, what, you know, what's happened to Landon? Like, did he fall? And I guess she wasn't expecting the phone to be on speaker, but she was like, like, I think I remember her saying like something like, are you sitting down, or are you you know, sitting, or something to that effect, like, you know, are you just brace yourself pretty much. And I'm like, what's wrong? Is it landing? Like, what's going on? Just tell me. And I think I remember her saying, I'm sorry, like, I'm just so sorry. And I'm just like, what is it? Like, is landing okay? And she's like, I'm like, is it landing? And she's, which is my son. And she's like, no, it's not landing. Nina passed. And Nina is like my second mom. She's my aunt. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do this video, because it's triggering. And I kind of try to forget that moment, because it's I really can't explain how it made me feel, but I just remember like being so confused, because I had just talked to her, you know, let her know like, hey, we're about to go to the hospital. And she's like, okay, what's wrong? You know what? Why are you going to the hospital? And I was explaining to her like she didn't have any water left around her, but she's okay. And we had just talked to her, and when Ava was first born, my husband had sent her pictures, and she was like, oh, my baby. And so she was, and I just remember just being like, oh my God, like what are you telling me? Like, what are you saying? Like, if you know me personally, you know, and that's why it's been so long since I made a video, because it's still hard. I just remember being confused. She tells me like, you know, Nina passed. And I'm just like, how? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, but I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But like I said, if you know me, you know who she is to me. Like, she's literally my second mom. Like, her and my mom raised me. Like, that's you know, one of my moms. Like, that's like, I have my mother, like my birth mother, and I have her, like that's my mom. And she raised me like everything, like she's literally like my mom. Like, I keep saying it, but like I can't explain. Like, if you have that person that's like parent to you, that's like not your parent, but it's like nobody can tell you that's not your parent, then you understand. It was like losing my mom, and I remember just being so distraught, and feeling like WTF, like what is going on, and like my mind was just spinning, like I was just so confused, like what's going on. And she was just like, she passed, I'm so sorry. And you know, of course you just ask those questions of like, you know, how, and and all this. And so she wasn't feeling well, I guess, for a couple of days, or maybe just a day or two. And she went to the hospital. My uncle took her to the hospital, and she blood clot traveled to her heart, or her lungs. And they tried everything they could to save her, but they couldn't. So she passed away, and I just called my grandmother, which is her mom, my dad's, and my aunt. She's on my dad's side. She's my dad's sister. And I remember just calling my grandma. Just not knowing what to say. Just not knowing what to say, how to feel. I mean, and some more stuff went on in between that. I just don't feel like it's necessary to share. But yeah, she you know, I spoke to my family and just, I was just so, I felt lost. I felt hurt. I felt sad. I felt like maybe I could slip into a depression. I just didn't know what was going to happen, how I would feel. I mean, all the while my husband was like super supportive. He was there for me, you know. Once I heard that, it was just, you know, I could hold Ava for a little bit, but the tears wouldn't stop coming, and I pretty much couldn't function. So, you know, he took care of her, and like, I'm so grateful for that. I love him for that, because like I wasn't there. And I think that's why it's so traumatic for me to talk about it, because like it really hurt. Like it really hurt, and I really wasn't there. Like I don't think I've ever felt pain like I felt that in that moment. I did talk to my grandma, and you know, like maybe a day or two later, maybe, and we were talking in the hospital. The hospital that she went to was the same hospital that I was in when I delivered Ava. And mind you, I was still there the day she passed, which was the 25th. I had Ava on the 24th. She passed on the 25th, and I didn't leave the hospital until the 26th. So when she was there, I was there, and it still doesn't sit right with me. Like, not in a negative way, but just like, oh my gosh, like she was right there. And I know my aunt, and so she had asked my grandma not to tell me that she was going to the hospital. You know, she felt like, I guess she felt like, you know, I'll be okay, I'm coming home. She don't need to know that she's trying to, you know, she's about to give birth. She don't you know, put that on her, that I'm gonna go to the, you know, emergency room pretty much. And I know it just makes me sad, because it's just like, with COVID restrictions, I know that realistically they never would have let me go down there had I known she was in the emergency room downstairs. However, like, in my mind it plays like, what if I could have just went down and just, you know, talked to her or seen her, or if I could have, you know, just showed her Ava in person. And it's just so many things play in my mind. And I don't know. I just remember crying, like, uncontrollably, like every single day. Like, it would get to a point, but I just remember crying every day. And I remember there were times where I would literally just like go get in the shower and just cry. And then go back to being a mom. You know, of course my son came home, I think the second day, like, well, the day we came home, he came home too. And I just remember just like having to go cry in the shower, and then get out and be a mom, and go cry, and then go be a wife. And again, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, you know, I had to have my moments and just try to push through, but it was just so much. And with me having Ava, I wasn't able to attend the funeral, which they did a live stream of it, and it was a lot. And I just don't know, like, I just don't know. Like, I tried to question God. It eats me up sometimes, and I've really been trying, and I feel like I've been getting better with accepting what is, but I'm a very terrible storyteller, and I'm a very terrible, like, explainer. So I'm sorry if it's just like what, but it's still like really rough to talk about. And that I have my days still to where I'm just like, I'll go take a drive so I can just cry alone and just be with my feelings, because it broke me. Like, I just feel like I just didn't want to do anything. Like, all I wanted to do was just be with my family and take care of the, my babies, and that's it. Like, I didn't want to, I didn't want to work. I didn't want to, YouTube, things that I love to do, like YouTube. I didn't want to do hair. I didn't want to do makeup. I didn't want to do anything. I just was so hurt. Like, I was just so sad, and I just felt like I would never get over it, or I would never be able to accept it. And even now, I have moments to where, like, I'll forget that she's not here, and I'm just like, oh, let me call, and I have to stop because it hits me, and then here I am, like, sad, or I'll see a picture, or I'll just think about her, and I'm just so sad, and it's just, but I know that she's watching over us. I do. I feel like regardless of the situation, like I know she loved us and we loved her, and it was just a lot. But that's a reason why, like, we haven't been back. I couldn't wrap my mind around even just doing this video right now. And honestly, like, you could ask my husband, I was just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do it because, number one, I don't like getting emotional in front of, like, people, and I just thought that it was odd to get emotional in front of a camera. But I feel a release, like, just to be able to talk about it and cry it out helps a lot. But above all things, like, baby Ava is here. We are still blessed. We are still favored. Everything has been great with her, amazing with her health-wise, and my family is doing better as time goes by, and I keep saying a lot too. We're just happy to have baby, huh? Right. And she's so big and so smart, and she just has so many mannerisms of my aunt. Like, for real, y'all. Like, it's crazy. People be like, she has an old soul, and I'm just be like, all right. Like, I'm just so grateful and thankful, like, for my life, for our lives. And like, I'm gonna always remember my Tootie. What's going on, mama? Forever in our hearts, for sure. And I just wanted to, like, come and share, like, that's where we've been. But I'm hoping that we can get into the spin of things, or whatever the saying is. And I'm hoping that I can get a boost of energy, confidence to come back in, because I love doing this. Like, it brings me joy to do it. I just was in this place of being confused and not knowing, like what is life all about? Like, what am I to do? Like, I know I love doing YouTube, but, like, what is it? Like, is it worth it? Like, I know I love being a stylist, but is it worth it? Like, what am I doing? Like, what does it all mean? And as day by day go, I'm praying more about it. I'm praying more about it. And just seeking God and for answers and direction. But we are doing great, and spending a lot of time with family, which it shouldn't have taken all of these situations to happen for that to happen. But however, we are here now, and I'm just grateful for where God has led us in regards to our family bonding, and just spending time with family and cherishing each other, and just making sure that we all feel loved, one another feel loved. And Just having stinky poo, right? Mama. Y'all, she goofy, I promise. She's so goofy. Tuda. Say hey. Hey, say hey, y'all. Say hi. Say hi. But I just wanted you guys to meet Puda. I just want you guys to meet my cuckoo. And just give you a backstory on like labor and delivery and like where we are like in life. She's 8 months. She's huge. And just full of so much life, y'all. And she's in love with her brother, y'all. She is in love with her sister, y'all. She's in love with her daddy. And you mommy's best friend, huh? Huh? You mommy's best friend, right? Yes. Uh-huh. Say uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. But I'm happy to be back, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little sad, I'm sorry, but I really hope y'all enjoyed it. I really hope you guys enjoyed meeting baby Ava, right? And hopefully we can come back and do some more videos too. Okay, she's getting a little restless. She's tired and sleepy. You sleepy? Sleepy? So we're gonna get going, but we are hoping that we get to see you guys some more. Just tell us what you want to see and we are going to do it. Right? All right. Say bye. I'm telling bye-bye. Look. Say bye-bye. Look. Bye-bye. Look. You gonna say bye-bye? Look. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.